Isang malaking mabu!
Hey!
Tagal pa nawala.
Ilang episodes?
Forever.
For the last time.
Sure ka talaga dyan.
Medyo.
Huwag pumalin lang, ito pa rin po ang inyong kinahuhumalingan tuwing alas 6 ng gabi, whether you like it.
Or not.
Ito po ang Life
Life
Balance.
Balance.
All Black, my once and only favorite partner, Gia Rafael.
At si Daryl Justin na parang lagi na lang talagang ready mag-wider.
Ang hindi nila alam, amoy roasted tayo.
Pagpasok pa lang sumingaw yung usok.
Ramdam na ramdam. Tapos ang
roasted
pag-uusapan natin
chicken.
kalusugan, tama yan. Tayo po.
Saktong-sakto.
Na-miss kita go.
Tayo po ay mapapakinggan sa DWIZ 82 Metro and Mega Manila, DWIZ News TV, DWIZ News West website at Aliw Channel 23. Mapapanood at mapapakinggan naman po kami via news website na www.dwiz882am.com. Huwag din kakalimutang i-download ang aming app na DWIZ 882 kahit pa iOS o Android ang inyong
Di ba may pa-iPhone?
Ito pa, live streaming naman via DWIZ 882 Facebook page and YouTube channel. Huwag kakalimutan mag-like, follow, subscribe, share, and comment your questions and reactions sa ating episodes every day.
Ay, ngayong pagkakataon ito, bago natin makalimutan, makalimutan na naman natin na katuwang natin pa rin sa episode na ito
Of course.
ang Makati Medical Center, the hospital with the, sabi nga namin nung, si Larmaine, with the heart.
Si Larmaine.
Oh.
Si Larmaine.
Kilala naman nila yon.
Ako natawa.
Kilala nila yan, partner. Huwag ka mag-alala. Very interesting at very feeling ko maraming makaka-relate ng super duper ultra magnific dito. Magnific talaga yun. Sa ating topic sa episode na ito.
Hindi lang sila, malamang puro rin to personal questions. Galing sa atin.
Siguro dapat pala binenta yun as segment sa'yo, no? Gia's personal questions. Makakumita ka. Ang topic natin, partner, ay...
Common occupational diseases. I like the topic.
It's broad, pero marami tayong madidiscuss
naman,
dito. Sulitin na natin ang oras, huwag na tayo magpaligoy-ligoy. Mula sa Makati Medical Center, makakasama po natin in studio si Dr. Ryan Raymond Bautista, isang occupational medicine specialist. Doc Ryan, magandang araw. Welcome
Hi,
po sa Life
Doc.
Balance.
Magandang araw sa inyo. Thank you for having us.
Ayun.
Thank you for your time.
Parang social nung kay Doc, na para talaga nasa Makati Medical pa rin siya.
Tayo naman nasa nasa Makati.
BGC.
Oo.
Ay, iba pala
Pwede
yan.
rin.
Sige, simulan, partner. Do the honors. Go.
Simulan ko na.
Of course.
Eto,
Ladies
sige.
first.
Eto na lang. Doc, explain naman po, ano po ba ang repetitive strain injury o yung tinatawag na RSI and paano ito naiiba sa ibang musculoskeletal issues, nakakabulol. Musculoskeletal issues.
Okay, so yung repetitive strain injuries are those movement o paggalaw natin na paulit-ulit na hindi natin alam na nakaka-injure na pala sa ating katawan o ating body. Which is different from musculoskeletal, which is sometimes are acute. This will take more repetitive movement before mahalata ng katawan natin na nakaka-injure na pala siya sa atin. Unlike kagaya ng nabangga ka, na-stretch mo yung muscles mo, automatic na may pain ka naramdaman. But because of chronic movement na maliliit na may micro-injury, nagre-repair po yung katawan, and then that's the time po na nakaka-symptomas o nafe-feel ng pasyente na may sakit po sila.
Okay.
Oh, so yung iba pala, Doc, akala nila yung mga repetitive movements, pag kami pain na sila, automatic na may na-detect na injury na kagad.
That's one of the distinguishing factor kasi pag may acute pain ka agad, probably the same musculoskeletal injury or mga tinatawag naming trauma. But for repetitive, those are undiagnosed or hindi masyado nakikita kagad ng pasyente o naramdaman. It builds up over time, and then that's the time sila magpapakonsult. And then when you do the history, yon nakikita namin na before, yung pala ang talagang work nila for how many years, doon lang po lang lalabas yung kanilang mga injury or sakit.
Hindi na napapansin kasi
Hindi napapansin.
sanay na, normal na sa kanila.
Normal.
Kumbaga naging routine na siya, ay, ginagawa ko naman to
Gawa ko
eh.
na parati yan eh. So, hindi nila alam na nagre-repair yung katawan nila, doon po nila, yung injury, it becomes now chronic, doon lang po nila nakikita, ay, may sakit pala. O during the time of consultation.
Okay. Late na makikita.
Late na nakikita.
Mabubuo na lang siya over time.
Correct.
Kadalasan, Doc, dahil ngayon, iba-iba na ang setup, lalo na sa mga nagtatrabaho. May setup na kumikilos on-site, may setup na, ito kadalasan yung work from home, madalas very, very stable lang sila, parang nakastapot lang sila halos, usual positions. Anong parts ng mga body yung mas common na maapektuhan ng mga work from home? Siguro work from home related na RSI, if any?
Most common those are yung neck and shoulder regions. Especially when they're working in the computer or hindi tama yung kanilang posture when they work. The neck and the shoulder region are most common, especially shoulders. Also, risk yung ating movement and elbows, especially when they're doing the mouse or their entry in their computer. Those are repetitive movements na nagbe-build up over time also. And then, naramdaman nila, parang sakit yung aking kasukasuan sa aking kamay, or yung neck nila, parang pati may mabigat sa leeg, or sa shoulders po nila. So those are the sites na most commonly na affect pag nag-work from home, or repetitive movements as well.
Doc, para sa mga regular na naka-work from home, ano po yung main risk factors po kapag nag-develop ng RSI?
Okay. The main for the RSI is ergonomics. Number one yun. Kasi we are used in the home setting na komportable po tayo. Minsan nagko-computer po sila, naka-lazy boy pa. O kundi, nasa kama po nila, na pillow lang po yung nasa likod. But they don't know yung posture po nila greatly affects their musculoskeletal health as well. Hindi lang yun, pati yung vision, and sometimes yung kanilang joints hindi properly positioned. They are too comfortable at home. They don't mind the bed or kanilang lazy boy. Doon sumasakit po yung kanilang katawan.
Ang dami pala ng risks, pero pangarap yan ng karamihan ngayon. Yung work
Most
from
of
home.
them.
Oo.
Correct.
Kasi komportable At tipid ka sa pamasahe, sa gas.
Well,
Diba?
Yes, besides RSI kasi there are also problems in working at home. Yung social interactions, nawawala po sa atin.
Ngayon lang.
Nutrition as well.
oh yes.
Ano,
Ultimong, di
pa-deliver
ba,
na
for
lang?
example, sabi niya minsan, may meeting, virtual, sample na to, virtual meeting, walang camera. Kung ano-ano na kinakain.
Or pa-deliver.
Oo. At saka, di ba, Doc, parang nagkakaroon din ng parang mataas na instances na pag work from home ka, you tend to work more than the time that is parang required of you lang.
Yes.
Overtime.
Yes, overtime. Yeah.
Puyat, di
Hindi
ba?
napapansin.
Or OT nila, yung thank you na lang. So,
Ayun
kasi-
lang, masakit yun.
Nabawal yan, dapat binabayaran.
Oo, bawal yun.
Correct.
Bad yun.
Doc, na-mention ninyo kanina, may nagpo-phone in ng question sa atin. Natanong na, or na-mention nyo kanina tungkol sa paggalaw ng kamay, like keyboard and mouse.
Yes.
Madalas sumasakit yun dito, and I think ang tawag doon yung carpal tunnel. Tama ba?
Carpal tunnel is the median nerve
Dito.
on the wrist.
Wow.
There are also injuries ng trigger finger na sinasabi nila because of the forefinger. Meron din naman po sa mga elbows because probably mataas po yung position ng mouse or mali po yung movement ng kanilang wrist. Carpal tunnel is usually masakit po ang kanilang first to the third digit. It's we call that as Benedictine hand. Nakaganyan po siya.
Okay.
So kaya tawag po nila Benedictine hand because of the repetitive movement also of the mouse clicking. For those, probably we could recommend ibang setup ng mouse or the trackball. Yun man naman po ang pwedeng i-solusyon sa kanila by using a trackball or baguhin po yung posisyon ng kanilang kamay when they do the mouse or when they use the computer.
Totoo ba, Doc? May parang LPI question ako dito.
Ano yan? Sige,
Ay,
go.
totoo nga ba, Doc, na pag ang isang tao ay nagkaroon na ng carpal tunnel syndrome, hindi na mawawala sa kanya to at magre-reoccur o posible mawala pa ito?
No, that's not true. There are new therapies for carpal tunnel syndrome. Mostly, therapy lang muna. Corrective positioning and ergonomics. We call that as conservative treatment. Medications as well. Hot or cold compress depends on what is the cause ng kanilang carpal tunnel syndrome. But they are, kaya siya tinawag na carpal tunnel syndrome because may tendon na nakakaipit at namamaga dun sa ating median nerve na tinatawag. So every time that you move it, masakit siya. Surgeons would only release those tendons or ligaments na sa ating wrist, mawawala na po siya. Bumabalik, pag ganun pa din ang iyong lifestyle and ganyan pa din ang work, but again, inilalagay na siya ng support or ini-remind na yung pasyente na wag nang ganun ang gagawin or there are preventive measures naman na in place after we do the surgery.
Okay.
Ito, Doc, related pa rin naman dyan. Para sa mga maghapong nagtatype, may times kasi na personal question na to no? May
Writer
times,
ka kasi
totoo,
yun.
ito kasi totoo.
Yeah.
May times na yung dito ko, yung mga buto-buto sa loob, parang naninigas na. Bukod
Yes.
sa pahinga, Doc, anong pwedeng gawin dun?
Those are stretching exercise as well, besides sa pahinga. Diyan mo malalaman yung repetitive strain injury or kung magiging musculoskeletal na ba siya talaga a problem if hindi na siya nare-relieve ng rest. If it's relieved by rest, bumabalik lang siya pag nagsusulat ka ulit, as sabi mo nga ma'am, probably that's just as RSI. Pero kapag matagal na siya, probably need more interventions like imaging, baka naman may ibang problema sa buto or ligaments. But for conservative management, we recommend always rest. O, pahinga lang po. Pag nawawala siya ng pahinga, that's a good thing. Pag hindi, you seek medical consult to a doctor. We do tests for those hands. Pag nawawala naman po siya, proper posture lang, ang inyong mga kamay napapahinga, hot or cold compress. But I always recommend lalo na pagkatapos medyo cold compress rather than the hot.
Okay.
And therapy by massage or resting.
Okay.
Yung iba, Doc, ginagawa pagka kalmado na yung kamay, hindi na nagkakaroon ng pain, yung mga squishy balls.
Ayun,
Does it have a-
Stress
Actually,
ball.
thank you for saying that. One of also the conservative treatment is conditioning. We strengthen the muscles of the hand.
Okay.
So the more naging powerful ang inyong kamay by squishy balls or exercise, mas nawawala po yung sakit kasi nagkakaroon na po siya ng training at napapalakas na po yung muscles po ng kamay.
Dok, kapag kangalay na, masama ba yung nagpapatunog ng buto?
We do not recommend that. Yung mga nagpapatunog ng buto. Kasi probably you can cause more injury dun sa nagpapatunog ng buto. Stretching is fine, which is totally different than cracking your knuckles, which can cause micro-injuries dun sa tendons and ligaments po. And can cause inflammation as well. So, pahinga na lang po. Konting stretching, that will be beneficial. Exercise by increased blood flow, by doing the muscles in your hands, and cold compress. Yun na lang po. And sometimes, pag masakit na masakit, we give medications or over-the-counter medications like anti-inflammatory or yung mga NSAIDs na tinatawag po namin, o muscle relaxants.
Sorry,
Noted.
we're talking about, nabanggit kasi nga yung cracking of knuckles. Yung iba naman kasi parang out of the blue, gagawin lang nila yun. Sinasuggest yung pa rin ba, Doc, o talagang wag talaga?
Wag talaga.
Ayun.
Because that's sometimes I understand for the Filipino, nakikita nila, ginagaya nila, or nagiging habit for them to relax. We would rather recommend stretching rather than patunugin yung kanilang bones or yung kanilang ligaments.
At may risk of having it fractured din, di ba, Doc?
Exactly.
Pinag-uusapan siya ngayon, pero
Oo, relax. Ha? Nakikita ko yung gigil ng kamay mo, partner. Relax.
Hindi na, kasi naninigas siya ngayon
Relax lang. I think yun yung
Yes.
Diyan ka
relax
lang.
lang.
Stretch it lang para bigyan ng comfort yung kamay.
noted talaga yung mga sinabi. Para sa akin talaga yun
May duduktong ako ulit about occupational diseases that we encounter. Doc, yung iba kasi syempre may mga underlying health conditions na nararamdaman. Ito ba mga underlying conditions na ito ay nagiging factor para mag-worsen yung RSI o musculoskeletal issues nila?
It will worsen the condition, especially those underlying conditions that has kagaya ng diabetes.
Okay.
Cardiovascular problems. Because being sedentary, working from home, usually nandun ka na lang, wala ka na exercise, hindi ka na nagpa-park, hindi ka na umaakit ng stairs sa inyong building, contributes to that sedentary lifestyle na nagko-contribute lalo na doon sa mga sakit. Besides diabetes and hypertension or cardiovascular disease, nandyan din po yung ating mga hypothyroidism. Usually it's ungone na hindi na-check ng tao, which also being sedentary or working from home can contribute to that disease as well.
Maisingit ko na lang din, since we're talking about positionings lalo pagka work from home. Kayo ba, Doc, may sinasuggest ba kayo or nire-recommend sa mga patients na encounter ninyo? Like for example, full-time work from home. Sabihin natin 8 to 5, they're just sitting. Ano ba, gaano kahaba ba yung dapat na nakaupo sila? Then at a certain time, dapat tumayo sila or kumilos sila para hindi sila maging stiff or magkaroon ng any other problems or RSI?
Okay. So, we recommend at least from 20 minutes na nakastay ka. You stand up or stretch before doing, or at least walk another 1 to 2 minutes bago ka bumalik. For those who are typing in the computer, we follow the 20-20-20 rule. The 20-20-20 rule is yung 20 minutes ka naka-online and then 2 minutes kang papahinga or at least you look at 20 minutes, 20 feet apart, and then at 20 inches yung inyong pagitan sa inyong screen. So ulitin ko, para hindi ma-confuse yung ating mga manonood. Kung 20 minutes na po kayong nasa online or gumagamit po kayo ng computer, you look 20 feet apart, layo, tumingin malayo para doon, and lumayo pa kayo at least mga 20 inches doon sa ating screen para naman po ma-take care po natin yung ating mga vision. Kung matagal na po kayo nakaupo, like more than 20 minutes, kailangan nyo pong tumayo at least for 2 minutes para umikot o mag-stretching bago kayo bumalik. We do not stay in the sedentary seated, as sabi ni Sir Daryl kanina, na nakaupo lang parate o magsa-slouch. It makes it more susceptible to diseases para sa ating katawan.
Okay. Eto, Doc, bukod sa lagi nga nakaupo,
Yeah.
Doc, kapag ka yung batok, palagi ang masakit.
Ayun.
Anong pwedeng gawin doon? Bukod sa stretching, hindi siya nawawala talaga.
Okay. That's the common problem na, as what I mentioned also, the areas that are affected in the body is the neck. Because yung ergonomics, pag matagal na, or hindi na-exercise o hindi nakukuha ng stretching, probably we need to do a examination. Kasi ang neck then is a sign, or a neck pain can also be a sign of hypertension. Which is
Ayun na.
also leading also to lifestyle na practical na sa work at home. So tumataas na yung pressure mo, hindi mo alam pala na nag-high blood ka na o meron ka ng hypertension. Kailangan ma-check na siya. Pag persistent na po yung neck pain. If the neck pain is relieved by resting or stretching, probably it's a neck strain or part of the RSI na sinasabi po natin kanina. If it doesn't go away, every day na lang, as what you mentioned, ma'am. Months, that's probably may underlying disease that has to be checked.
Okay.
Na dapat hindi na pinatatagal if something,
Hindi na
you feel
pinatatagal.
something is wrong with you.
dami
Yan naman yung
natin
nagiging general takeaway. Hindi lang naman sa RSI or what, sa lahat ng sakit. If it's something abnormal or something not normal with you, pa-check mo na kaagad.
It hasn't been relieved by rest or other modalities like stretching that we are talking about. It has to be checked by your doctor.
Okay. Noted.
Balik ako din. We're still talking about RSI. May iba-iba pala yung topics per segment mamaya.
Oo,
Balikan
dami
natin yung iba.
actually.
Doc, any symptoms that someone has to look out na nag-indicate na need na yung symptom na yun, isang need na pala para sa urgent medical attention?
Okay. So, for our symptoms, as what we mentioned when we talked about a while ago, symptoms that doesn't go away by rest, sharp pain that is persistent in the body, and other physical problems that are related to the neck or to the other repetitive injuries that we mentioned a while ago. Those are kailangan na makita ng mga doktor. So remember, the onset, is it prolonged, the duration also, the type of pain, and kung hindi na siya nare-relieve talaga, that's the time siguro you seek medical help or medical consult.
Tahabol ko na to, partner.
Go.
Kasi may kasamaan tayo dito, may standing desk.
Ayun.
Ako na-appreciate ko siya, matangkad ako. Nakakatulong ba to, Doc, pati yung mga ergonomic chairs in preventing these?
Yes, it really helps those, especially RSI and musculoskeletal. Ergonomic chairs and ergonomic tables that rise up and goes into your height limit. Kasi hindi naman tayo pero same height or same build, right? So our joints are made differently, and it will definitely help for the ergonomics and can relieve symptoms and also prevent it.
Sorry, Doc, kapatingin ako ng height sa kanya. Hindi yun. Okay lang yun. Normal lang naman yun.
Oo, na 4'11 ako. Oo, na huminto siya, grade 7 pa lang ako.
Grabe naman sa grade 7 pa lang ako.
Oo, totoo.
12 years old, ayaw na.
Wala na talaga. Tumigil na siya, ayaw niya na. Pero ito, Doc, can RSI affect productivity? For sure, oo. Pero mental health, Doc, pati sleep quality, talaga bang apektado rin?
Of course, if you feel pain, nahihirapan kang matulog eh. And joint pains also, and also your mental issues na pati mong iniinda yung sakit, it bears on your sleep quality. Productivity, there's a study, 30%. Nababawasan kasi when a patient or a employee is in pain, nawawala ang kanilang productivity for 30 to 50. That's why companies are engaged or are encouraged also to place ergonomic chairs and ergonomic table for the health of their employees. Kasi it shows na the productivity of an employee, bumababa talaga siya, ma'am, which is also loss for the company.
Okay. Oo naman.
Sorry, Doc. Sulitin ko na yung 2 minutes with RSI.
go.
Then talon tayo after the break with other areas of the body na pag-uusapan natin
Ang
dito.
dami pa nito.
Kasi nakita ko na may mild and severe RSI. Can you tell us the difference, Doc? At meron din kasing surgery. So, meron bang interconnection to na kinakailangan mag-surgery? Lalo na kung siguro pag naging severe ang RSI.
Okay. So, the definition sorry. Hanapin ko lang yung silikot ko dyan.
Sige lang ba, Doc?
Sorry lang. Okay.
Sorry, baka ang laki din na nilundag ng
Oo,
tanong ko.
sorry,
Sorry, Doc. Sorry. Akin na.
Voltage ba
Inaalam
yan?
ko bigla eh.
Hindi kasi may
dito.
mild and severe. And
Okay.
parang gusto ko lang din malaman if ever na from mild and severe, dahil may nakita kong surgery. So feeling ko either severe lang yun o kung nagkakaroon ng cases ng pag mild.
Yeah, meron siya, sir. Sandali, sorry.
Sige lang, sir.
Okay. So, for severity, there are classifications kasi mild, moderate, and severe.
Okay.
Yung ating mild po is mga naglalast lang siya for almost 1 month. If it's severe, those are prolonged, which takes around 3 to 6 months. Severity can cause also, especially for the spine, those are our kyphosis, yung naka-bend forward na. And then yung mga nakakaroon ng scoliosis, left and right bending. Sometimes it warrants, especially if it's more than 20 degrees, surgical intervention as well. But again, it can be prevented before it goes to the severity. Mostly, buti naman because of the alertness of the body or our pain signals us to go to a doctor na prevent na siya na maaga. So rarely does it go to severe, but we do encounter those type of cases. So basically, besides the pain, there's a timeline of the pain. That's what mentioned kanina, na kapag matagal na siya, hindi na siya nare-relieve ng rest, ayun, dapat magpa-assess na. Then we classify it to mild, moderate to severe, based also of the pain, characteristic, and also the duration and onset of the pain dun sa RSI po natin.
Okay.
Very well said.
Ang tagal mo
Magpapabitin
pala
ka na ba?
mag-recover if ever.
Oo. Kaya talagang kailangan maging
Affected ang
careful
work.
kayo sa kanya. Lalo sa kinikit. Lalo na ako nasa bahay kasi masyadong talagang at home. Literal na at home.
Komportable.
Pagka at home radio na lang.
Tama.
Nailusot ko pa yung FM
Galing
station,
ah.
di ba?
Ang
6
galing
to
ah.
8 in the morning. Patama tuloy. Akala ko ibang show yon. Pabitin pala, partner. Sorry. Pabitin.
Ayun. Ay, eto na.
Tatalo na ba tayo sa mata? Ano ba?
Ay, pwede. Gusto ko yun.
Ay, sige. Para masimulan natin siya sa second part. Oo.
Ito, favorite ko to. Uy, ito.
pabitin ka na.
Ano ang most common eye problems, Doc, na associated sa long hours ng pag-work from home?
Ayun, ang ating So,
Pabitin,
yun daw.
mamaya.
Muntik
na.
mabalik tayo dahil kailangan natin lahat yumaman.
Tama naman.
Sa mga nakikinig po, alam mo, nung nakasama ko one time, si Maine Barreto, a.k.a.
Sino?
Larmaine,
You know.
sabi ko sa kanya, nung ikaw nagsasabi, pagka TV, binabato remote, sabi niya, wag na may bato, igilid na lang na.
Wow, ang bait naman.
Siya yun. Pero sa mga nakikinig sa radyo, wag niyo ilipat ang istasyon at
Iba tong remote, tanggalan ng battery.
wag ganon. Pero anyway, break lang tayo. Magbabalik po ang Life Balance. Mabu!
Hey!
Bago tayo magpatuloy sa ating conversation with Doc Rai, parang magkakarate, no? Kasi yung kanta gano'n, no? Di ba? Taas mo nga ng konti kay Ricky, parang magano yun. Ayun, no? Ikaw puro balikan. Ano yung soda pop?
Hindi, ano to, exercise.
Ay! Ibang pop pala yun. Bago natin nasimulan ng balikan ang conversation natin, ipagpatuloy ito, panoorin at pakinggan ang aming Life Hack for Today.
Maraming Pilipino ang nahihirapan mag-ehersisyo dahil sa kakulangan ng oras o motivation na. Pero may ilang simpleng hacks para manatiling active kahit hindi ka mahilig mag-workout. Una, micro-workouts. Kahit 5 minutes lang ng push-ups, squats o jumping jacks, malaking tulong na ito sa katawan. Pangalawa, incorporated activities sa daily routine. Halimbawa, maglakad papunta sa tindahan, gumamit ng hagdan kaysa elevator o tumayo habang nagtatrabaho sa desk. Pangatlo, fun exercises. Pumili ng activity na enjoyable tulad ng sayaw, makipaglaro sa mga pamangkin o biking. Kapag masaya, mas madali itong gawin regularly. Pang-apat, schedule it like an appointment. Ilagay sa calendar ang oras para sa exercise at ituring itong priority kahit short sessions lang. Sa simpleng hacks na ito, kahit sino ay pwedeng manatiling active at healthy kahit hindi mahilig sa traditional workouts. At yan ang aming health tip for today.
At
Yan. Walang sisigaw. May pag-uusapan
It's
tayo
been a
mamaya
while
tungkol dyan.
since I heard that.
Wow.
Na-miss nga
Oy.
kita. Hindi mo ako na-miss, okay lang yun.
Andiyan ka lang, oh. Seatmates
Pagkatabi na
tayo
tayo.
dun, oh.
Oo nga pala, no? Kasama pa rin po natin si Doc Ryan Bautista ng Makati Medical Center, the hospital with a...
Heart.
Okay, so yung pabitin mo, partner.
Eto
ito,
na nga, gusto ko
may
to
kinalaman
eh.
sa sinusot mo ngayon.
Ay, hindi mo pala suot yun sa'yo.
Pero nakwento ko kay Doc kanina.
Kung bakit.
Mata naman ang pag-usapan natin yan.
Eto, ang aking favorite topic sa ngayon dahil ako'y may tama dyan.
Ay, ibang tama, mata ha. Baka
Sa mata, sa
anong
mata.
tama yun?
Dok, ano po yung pinaka-common na eye problems na encounter ng mga mahabang oras na nag-work from home?
Okay. So, for those who are working at home, the mostly we encountered problems is the computer vision syndrome or yung tinatawag namin CVS, and also yung digital eye strain. Sobrang pagod na mata na parating nakatingin sa ating mga monitors o ating mga laptop. Besides that, yung dry eye syndrome. Isa pa yun. So, it dries up the cornea and puproduce siya. Ng susunod nating top 3 is the headache because of eye strain. Okay, so yung tatlo ang aming always na-encounter when it comes to work from home. Yung eye strain na dahil parating nakatingin sa computer problems, or yung kanyang visual syndrome, computer visual syndrome, and then yung ating tawag nito dry eyes, or yung nagkakaroon ng parating tuyo na mata, nagkukos na ng eye pain and also headaches because of those eye strain.
Dok, posible ba? Kasi may one time, pero matagal na to, senior high pa ako nun. Parang yung isa kong mata blackout talaga. Wala talagang makita. Pero bumalik din after a few seconds. Di naman ata tumagal ng minuto.
Wala naman pain?
Wala naman, Dok. Nagulat na lang ako, parang twice siya nangyari.
Hindi ba because of a reflection or glare from a computer?
Hindi nasa classroom ako noon Parang lunchtime yun. Nagulat na lang ako, biglang walang makita yung
All of a
kanan
sudden,
ko.
parang nag-blur out?
Twice siya nangyari.
Blur out, blackout?
Blackout.
Kasi di ba magkaiba naman yung blur out and blackout? Oh.
Correct.
Kanang mata yun sa pagkakaalala ko.
Usually pag mga gano'n na buong mata, it's the optic nerve of the right or left. So that has to be checked. Is it neurological or just a problem in the eye?
Okay.
So yeah, madami kasing kokos nung biglang nagba-blackout yung isang mata.
Oh, so medyo red flag na kung tutusin.
Medyo red flag. So
Okay.
it has to be checked by imaging or an ophthalmologist para lang makita kung talagang walang problema sa mata or is it a neurological problem.
So hindi siya common na nangyari to?
No, it's not.
Okay.
That's
Rare
also a
case.
red flag for us. If one of your eye loses vision suddenly, comes back, and sabi mo nga kanina, 2 beses na nangyari, kailangan ng pa-check yun.
Okay.
Tanong, umiiling si Boss Jay. May salamin din, baka may tanong mamaya eh. Anyway, Doc, baka kasi mamaya may iba, laptop ang gamit. Iba, desktop ang
Correct.
gamit.
Correct.
Yung iba, kinakabit pa nila sa kanila mga 55, 65, 75 inches na TV.
Diyos ko.
O, diba? Yung iba naman, tablet. Yung iba, cellphone. May pagkakaiba ba to sa pagkakaroon ng harm sa mga mata natin, Doc?
Basically, the size will also dictate the distance kasi ng
Okay.
ating viewing. Sabi mo nga, kung nilagay nila sa 76 or 100 inches na TV, they have to stand farther from that. The tablets na ginagamit, syempre, mas malapit compared to the monitor. Besides sa length or width ng kanilang monitors or kanilang screen, we also have to consider it the lighting. Is it against the light? Or may glare ba pag tumatama yung araw habang nanonood sila? So that also affects the vision of the patient o yung tao.
Okay.
Ito na nga siya. Paano nakaka-apekto yung lighting conditions sa pagkakaroon ng eye strain?
Yeah. One of the parts of the eye, which is the pupil, will always react to light. Too much light, it will constrict it. Yung wala naman tayo masyado nakikitang ilaw, binubukan yan. That's what we call as accommodation kasi. So the more glare, it will constrict your pupil or it will cause strain sa inyong sa ating mata habang tayo gumagamit ng computer or LED or mga TV or monitor, which also puts a strain in our eyes. So besides sa glare, yung quality ng ating monitor also affects the pupil constriction and dilatation, which also sa ating accommodation, and also pag malabo, we tend to go near. Pag malayo naman or too much glare, we stay far. So for your question, the influence of the glare or lighting, the main problem dun sa ating mata is the pupil reaction. So that puts a strain also sa ating mata, which can cause also headaches for the person.
So, Dok, masama talaga kung patay yung ilaw or kahit dim light lang?
That will depend. That will be depending on anong setup. Kung
Okay.
poor lighting, definitely, and you're working, we don't recommend that. Overlighting naman, or against the light, we also do not recommend that because of the eye stains na kokos ng glare.
Kasi kung patay yung ilaw, talagang yung galing na sa gadgets mo yung diretso sa mata mo.
Luckily, there's I think it's mandate na sa ating mga gadgets na may time, may time what do you call this? May time restrictions din sa ating mga
Yes.
gadgets. But also, the screen time by modern cellphones na lumalabas ngayon, binabawasan nila yung glare and blue light because it also affects the sleep of the patient.
Tsaka may ibang mga phones ngayon na meron pa silang feature na pag malapit ka, haharangin nila yung nakalagay sa screen mo, hindi mo magagamit yung phone mo hanggat hindi mo nilalayo
Sa mukha.
yung sa mukha yung
Okay.
cellphone. iPhone.
Kailangan ko lang ata mag-upgrade.
Hindi, meron dyan. Hindi, alam ko meron. Tingnan natin
Hindi,
mamaya.
mag-upgrade
But
na
anyway,
lang.
gusto pa na mas bago, Doc.
Na-
So siya, sige. Sa mga gusto mo mag-sponsor kay Gia,
Thanks.
okay. Doc, early signs na kailangan bantayan ng mga kababayan natin, ng mga viewers and listeners, ng digital eye strain or computer vision syndrome, yung sinasabi niyo CES.
Okay. So, if a patient experience probably yung sudden or severe eye pain, that's one red flag also. Yung flashes of light or may nakikita silang lumulutang sa kanilang mga mata. Yun, isang sign din po yun. No? Tinatawag namin mga floaters. Habang ano po sila. So, sabi ni Ma'am Gia kanina, biglang vision loss. That's another red flag for us. Or at least nagdo-double vision. Dalawa yung nakikita na nila. So, those are red flags that I think they should see an ophthalmologist or go to their doctor immediately for an eye check-up.
Paano, Doc, na-differentiate yung normal lang o yung usual na tired eyes from a more serious problem?
Again, so those are acute or medyo non-serious as you phrase it, nakukuha siya ng rest or natatanggal siya by the 20-20 rule na sinabi natin kanina. Yung 20 minutes na nakatingin tapos 20 feet apart and 20 seconds na wag ka muna mag-screen.
Yes.
Nawala siya or nakuha siya ng pahinga, probably just as acute or benign condition. But if there's pain, hindi nawawala, may iba pang symptoms na nararamdaman, we advise to always seek consult.
May last na ako sa mata,
Sige
unless
po.
meron ka pa pahabol. LPI ulit.
Sige,
Doc,
thank you.
totoo nga ba na pag namumula ang mata, automatic sore eyes kagad ito?
No. That's not automatic na conjunctivitis or which we call as sore eye. Meron din sometimes because of vascular, yung dumudugo o pumuputok na ugat, can be caused also by hypertension. Meron din pamumula that's because of trauma, by rubbing. Or pag gym ka lang, nag-boxing ka, tinamaan, pumumula din yan, definitely. Or, so for the question, hindi siya automatic na sore eyes.
Okay.
It can be caused by vascular or even metabolic na problema sa mata.
Okay, ito akin.
Go.
Nauso to nung pandemic, kasi online classes.
Okay.
Yung mga blue light filters, pati na rin anti-glare screen, lalo na yung mga anti-rad na salamin.
Aha.
Doc, talaga bang nag-work yun?
Okay, magle-lecture lang ako sandali for
Sige
the
ba?
blue light. The blue light kasi is natural for the UV, which is part of our trigger for us to wake up. It's the blue light that triggers our zygospores na tinatawag or wake-up hormones natin, which is dahil sa sunlight. Okay? It helps us to stay alert. Kaya po naman kapag gloomy weather, wala pong araw at mabagyo, makulimlim, di po ba? We feel parang bedwetter.
Lazy.
Lazy
Antok.
tayo. Wala kasi yung blue light ng sun. So, it keeps us alert. Ang kanina sinasabi ni Sir Dal kanina nung binabawasan, that's the light that is reduced by our cell phone at 6 o'clock. If you see your phone, especially those who had advanced phones, na binabawasan niyo yung blue light sa ating cell phones. Okay? Because it will help us be alert, but at the same time also affects our circadian rhythm. Mahihirapan po tayong matulog kasi alert ka pa. Before, in ancient times, dalawa lang po ang oras umaga at saka gabi. Ngayon, because of industrial revolution, ngayon na tayo mga LED, mga lights na will keep us longer from the day rather than the night and make us alert. Right? So, being exposed to it will give us a problem in sleeping. So, it keep us alert and also introduce sometimes headache. Kasi of prolonged straining. So, mas nakaka-strain po yung blue light. That's why it's recommended na may blue light filter para hindi naman ganun kalakas sa ating mata or yung mga, as what you mentioned, yung mga salamin na may anti-radiation. But the radiation is really spurs from the UV light of the sun or the blue light po, which triggers our melanopsin. It triggers melanopsin, which triggers your orexin, which keeps you awake and alert. If it's too much, can cause naman headache. So that's why they try to reduce it. If you're still exposed to it after the sun goes down, it keeps you alert, it gives you difficulty in sleeping. So, yun ang science behind it.
Okay.
Okay.
So, kailangan talaga, hindi pwedeng susobra. Iba kasi sobrang binabagsak, iba sobrang tinataasan naman.
Yeah.
Mas maganda pa rin. Feeling ko naman, kahit paano matatalino yung mga advanced phones ngayon to know what you need.
Sila na yung kusang gumagawa para sa iyo.
Yes. O kasi di ba kunwari, nasa labas ka, tirik na tirik yung araw.
Doon sa
Automatic
siya tataas,
nag-adjust.
oo.
Tawag doon is parang adaptive brightness.
Adaptive brightness, correct.
Ayan. Huwag niyong patayin yun. Ang patayin natin ay yung mga issue ng flood control na matapos na yan. Napasok pa rin yun. Sandali, sumesenyas na yung producer natin. May isa pa akong pahabol sa eye problems. Pagkatapos ito sa break, medyo bibilisan natin ng konti. Ang favorite topic ko naman, nako, yun ang una kong tanong kung yung paggawa ng ganon, kasi maraming
Yes.
gumagawa, kung nakaka-strain o
Oo,
nakakatulong.
gas-gas.
Kung gas-gas. Balikan natin mamaya si Doc Ryan at magbabalik po ang episode na ito na kung saan kasama pa rin natin ang Makati Medical Center. Dito lang po sa Life
Life
Balance. Mabu!
Hey!
Nagbabalik po ang inyong pinaka-paboritong health and wellness program sa DWIZ dahil nag-iisa ata kami. Life Balance. Ang very gorgeous Gia Rafael. Kasama ko pa rin po dito.
Parang ayaw mo ah. Ay, parang, may gano'n. Ano yun?
Naluluha.
May isa pa. Huwag ganun lang, may isa pa. At Daryl Justin na naluluha raw. At kanya na pong tatanungin ang kanyang personal question sa parte na to ng
Oh
episode.
yes, kasama natin si
Oo.
Doc Ryan from Makati Medical Center, the hospital with the heart. Doc, we're still talking about occupational diseases and we're still nasa eye problems din right after sa favorite topic ko na. Ako kasi Doc, nagkaroon ako ng eye problem dati, nabaril ng pellet giant, so medyo personal question
Uy,
yun. Pero na-cure naman na and all, pero parang feeling ko sa akin kasi madali na-irritate yung mata ko, then nag-eye drops ako. Lalo, yung mga over-the-counter drugs ba, is it okay or dapat may specific kang gagamitin for eye strains?
As what you mentioned, it depends on what's the cause.
Okay.
We always treat the cause, not only the symptoms of dry eyes. So kung may problem siya sa mga glands, the mixture will be different. Hindi kaya siya ng over-the-counter. Pero kapag dryness lang, as what you mentioned, mayroon naman siya mga over-the-counter eye drops. But we always recommend those are without preservatives or natural lubricants ng eye. Wala yung mga artificial na nilalagay. Kasi it can also promote more dryness. So, for your question, probably what's the cause? Is it glandular? Talaga bang dahil lang sa work strain? Work strain, you can take the over-the-counter drugs and see if it works. But if there's more to the cause of the eye dryness, we have a different mixture for that. Minsan sinasamahan pa nga nila ng oil-based or mga probably antiviral, antibiotic, especially pag ang eye dryness is caused by bacteria or virus.
Okay.
May pahabol ka pa ba sa mata?
Hindi na, unahin mo na. Alam kung gusto mo na yan.
Process.
Do the honors.
Sige, Doc. Voice and ears, nose, and throat issues naman tayo. First question, kasi yung pangalawa naka-reserve sa'yo eh. Most common ear. Kasi feeling ko makaka-relate ka eh. Si
Ikaw
Doc
hindi.
Sometimes.
Lahat
Pero
na
kasi
lahat
may
na
limit.
lang.
Wow, natuto na. Matured, may limit. Ganun. Doc, ano most common ear, nose, throat problems na associated, lalo na pag ang isang nilalang ika nga, ay work from home?
Okay. So, common na encounter namin recently is because of the spike of the flu. So, yung ating mga sipon, tumataas yung mga cause ng virus na nagkakos ng sipon, saka sometimes cough. For the voice, for those who are always teaching, online teaching, broadcasting, there's laryngitis or nagkakaroon sila ng inflammation ng kanilang larynx, nawawala yung voice, especially those who are always using it as a tool. Like for example, teachers, broadcasters that are doing online work as well. Tapos meron din tayo mga allergic rhinitis and our ear infections na nakikita namin because of improper hygiene. Sa bahay lang naman ako. Wala naman hindi naman ako lalabas.
Ano makakamoy?
Hindi na magana.
Or their earphones or kanilang headsets, hindi na nililinis, which is causing also infection for them.
Ay, eto may extra question.
Sige, bago
Ano,
magbigay yung
Doc?
pangalawa,
Yung mga
binitin mo
spray,
pa eh.
Yeah.
Effective ba yun, Doc?
Sprays that are lubricant and also sometimes antiseptic, yung tinatanggal ng bacteria, can be helpful. But it all boils down to hydration also of the
Okay.
throat. Or as what we mentioned, yung water kasi or paglinis ng ating throat, very, very important.
LPI! Ang dami ko ngayong
sige,
episode
go,
na
go,
to.
go, go.
Doc, totoo nga ba? na kapag ka ang isang tao ay inflamed o mainit or namamaga ang lalamunan, ang solusyon daw para maibsan ito ay malamig o may yelo na tubig.
Okay. Water? Yes. Malamig? Yes also. For matanggal yung inflammation niya. Hindi, I also encounter that na, Doc, bawal kasi malamig kasi wala akong boses. Ang bawal po is napakatamis na malamig na inumin. It's the sugar that if they have a bacteria in your throat, that's the one being eaten up by the bacteria that is already existing in your throat. So ang restrict po namin hindi po yung malamig, but yung matamis.
Okay, it's the sugar pa rin talaga.
It's the sugar po. Common po yan, especially if they have acute tonsillar pharyngitis. Dok, bawal ako na malamig. Sabi ko, malamig na tubig po pwede. Kasi makakatulong po yun hugasan ang inyong lalamunan.
Okay.
Ang ayaw po namin, yung malamig na
Matamis.
soft drinks, malamig na maasukal na milk tea. Na lalo
Sorry,
po-
patingin sa'yo. Ayan,
Lalo po kasi may kakainin yung mikrobyo na nasa lalamunan nyo at pwede ho siya dumami at matuloy yung infection.
Well, this time kala ko bawal yung malamig.
Ako meron ako different views kasi may iba nagsasabi na oo, may iba nagsasabi na hindi. Pero ako naman, ang personal experience, nagmamalamig pa rin ako.
Ako
Malamig
din.
din. It's the water. The content of the water is the one that is affecting it. If it's high in sugar, yun ang mas nakaka-problematic para sa mga pasyente. Pero temperature for cold, we also use that for hiccups, right? Yung pag malamig na tubig, yun ang solusyon namin pag hini-hiccups because of the vagus nerve. So, cold water.
Okay.
Basta wag nang malamig na nga, matamis
Matamis
pa.
Ang malamig lang, tubig. Wala nang iba.
Pwede na
Tubig.
yun.
Hydration,
Hindi
yes.
naman pala bawal. Eto
Question
na.
Yan! Sige, titingin ako sa'yo. Go!
Eto, Doc, yung mahabang mga phone calls or video calls, may epekto ba yan sa ano ba? Sa boses at lalamunan?
Oo, especially if it's hours na phone calls, you speak for hours, not only listening, okay? Speaking for hours.
Yes.
Okay lang naman siguro kung, what they call this, you also listen, but ang problem naman nun yung ear health mo naman na may mako-compromise. But speaking can cause also micro-injury to your larynx, can dry up, especially hindi ko umiinom ng tubig habang nakikipag-usap ka ng matagal. It can also injure your voice and mamamaga po siya and magkakaroon ng laryngitis so mawawalan po kayo ng boses.
Masama na ba yung 1 hour, Doc?
Depends on how long are you speaking. If speaking engagement, dire-diretso kayong without pause, probably, can cause. And the manner of your speaking, kung mataas po yung boses ko.
Okay.
Mababa lang
Kung malakas
po
yung
ba?
tawa.
Malakas yung
ba't
boses.
Ayan,
So that also depends on the quality.
Ay, malakas boses sa akin naman yun.
Oh, ikaw yun.
Kasi lalo na sa umaga, pag yung morning newscast ko, naku, Diyos ko, napakaingay. Anyway, moving forward, Doc, any early warning signs ulit tayo. Ngayon naman, ng vocal strain or damage that guys, us, have to look out for.
Okay. So, warning signs, of course, number one, yung hoarseness. Yung quality ng voice nagbago. Any lumps, probably, sa inyo na-feel when you swallow or when you speak, may sumasabit sa ating leeg. Or kailangan nyo pang mag-increase ng effort para lang magsalita. I'm sure you experience this na parang you need more air just to speak.
Agree.
Tama po ba? And also, you need to always clear your throat when you're speaking. So those are early warning signs that probably you need to seek consult with an ENT or you need medical help if that is persistent na parating yung na-experience o ginagawa.
Pag clear ng throat, Doc, kahit wala namang ibang mga signs na nararamdaman, is it good or bad?
Bad if it's always persistent, na you always clear it, especially with na gumagano po kayo. We would rather recommend just drinking water.
Okay.
So to clear it out. Rather than ni-expel mo yung boses na malakas. Kasi when you clear it out, parang nag-expel ka din po ng boses na malakas. Which injure also your vocal cords.
Okay.
Doc, bukod sa persistence niya, paano ba malalaman kung ito ba ay normal na throat fatigue lang o serious voice problems na?
Kung fatigue lang siya, as what we mentioned a while ago, if it's relieved by rest, that's probably fatigue. If there's other accompanying problems and it is persistent, that's not fatigue anymore. So
Okay.
you need to really be checked or you need to go to a doctor for consult.
Lalo ka na.
Thank you. Duly noted. Hindi, kasi it's combined for me.
Oo.
The loudness of the voice, which is somewhat what we need for the program, and at the same time, Naku, sama mo pa ng puyat kasi it's very early in the
Yes,
morning.
correct.
Tsaka di ba
nakwento ko
mahirap
na-
magsalita sa umaga, ang tuyo pa.
To you.
Exactly, oo. Parang kailangan mo siguro minom ng bottled water para ma-cleanse out yun. Pero hindi naman pa pwedeng dire-diretso lang din, di ba? No? Kasi parang may tamang pag-inom din
So
ng
parang
water.
persado ka pala magsalita pagka gano'ng kaaga.
Vocalization at times di ba? Yun-
Or breathing man lang.
doon mo sisimulan din para mas, wow, tip from a
Ginagawa mo
voice
naman ba
actor.
yun?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do, oo. Usually, ginagawa kong vocalize. Hindi ko man nilalakasan. Pag nasa sasakyan ako, nagdadrive ako, going to work, I sing. Pero hindi yung sing na todo, parang golden,
High pitch.
ganon, hindi
Concert,
high pitch.
ganon.
It's just that kahit mga humming lang, di ba?
Yes,
that would
that's
help.
correct. That would definitely help. Hydrate, humming, and you exercise your chords before.
Sumalang. Sumalang. Yun kasi yung pinaka-importante doon.
Of course.
Huwag mong i-take for granted, lalo na kung maganda ang boses mo.
Correct.
Okay, last 3 minutes, humabol na tayo sa iba pa kung meron ka pang pahabol.
Meron pa ba akong pahabol? Uy, ay ano to?
Sige, kaya mo yan, partner.
Doc, ano ba ang ideal na voice hygiene for employees na, yun ha, who speak a lot online or kahit hindi online, tulad ni Daryl na DJ na nag-news pa.
Salamat ha.
Yan ang example. Lalayo pa ba ako? Diyan ka.
Thank you. Salamat sa pag-alala mo sa
Ano
akin.
bang halimbawa ng voice hygiene, Doc?
Okay. So, voice hygiene means that you're able to rest. Yung sinasabi natin na hydrate kanina po. And also, avoid the clearing, that's what we mentioned, yung
Yeah.
masyadong mataas. And also, manage nasal breathing when you are not using your throat. And diet, by reflux kasi po, the GI tract can also produce problems in your voice. Besides hydration, humidifier. The temperature in the room can affect the voice quality as well. Vocal warm-ups, as was sinabi ni Sir Darren, just by humming, that will definitely affect posture. I'm sure you, rather than speaking like this,
Kuba.
the diaphragm.
Okay.
The diaphragm is the one that is, what they call this, producing our air for us for the voice. So proper ergonomics, even from a singing or voice actor, you know that the diaphragm helps you vocalize.
Doon kadalasan nakukuha eh.
Yes,
It comes
the
from
power
there, sa
from it.
diaphragm.
So posture definitely helps. And managing long time talking and long meetings, especially if you're working from home. And bawasan yung matagal nakikipag-usap sa
Yung video call na, yung video call na nauuwi sa nakatulugan mo na.
Oy, di ba sleep call uso yan ngayon?
At saka
Oo.
delikado din yan kasi kung yung mga nakatulog, yung radiation naman
Correct.
ng phone mo.
Iinit pa yan. Yung iba nakasaksak pa.
Yun ang delikado
Ma-charge.
pag sumabog. Hindi nga problema sa throat, but may burn injuries naman.
Yes.
Doc, as much as you would want to do this, ako yung magsasabi na kagad, utangin sana namin yung part 2 ng ating
Yeah,
mga occupation
sure.
diseases kasi
No problem.
nasa upper body pa lang tayo.
Dito pa lang
Sa
tayo.
lower body. Pero sa mother time, Doc, sana mapag-undapan para ma-part 2 natin
Thank you,
itong
thank you.
particular
Ay,
topic.
secured
No
na.
problem.
Ayun. At sa mga gustong magpatingin ng kailangan nila ipatingnan, look no further, go to Makati Medical Center.
Of course,
Nandun si
lalayo
Doc
ka
at kanyang
pa.
kasama pa ng mga colleagues niya, experts, who would be able to accommodate yung inyong mga needs at inyong mga pagpapakonsult and pagpapacheck.
Kompleto.
Doon na kayo.
Walang labis, walang
Wala na
kulang.
iba pa. Once again, Doc Ryan,
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much,
Maraming
Doc.
salamat.
Thank you po.
Thank you for having us.
Sobrang saya ng conversation natin.
Kasi naitanong ang mga personal na
Pero sabi ko nga nasa, part 1 pala, upper body.
Andito pa lang tayo.
Part 2, lower body.
Oo naman.
Pero for
Kulang
now,
pa.
partner.
Ito na, natapos na. For now. May isa pa nga.
Okay. Woo! Gusto ko.
Pero sa
Pakisecure
ano
yung
yun?
part 2 mo.
Oo na.
Yes!
Secured na yung part 2 kay Doc. Pero ito na nga, sa akin, secure din yun. Ito na nga po, natapos na naman ang isang oras ng ating pagsasama-sama upang tulungan ang bawat isa na magkaroon ng balance sa ating mga buhay-buhay. Huwag kakalimutan na saluhan kami tuwing Lunes hanggang Biyernes, 6 to 7 p.m.
Mapapanood, mapapakinggan, 882 Metro and Mega Manila, News FM, regional stations, DWIZ News TV, replays po sa Aliw Channel 23 at sa social media platforms natin, via live streaming and on demand.
Yon, maraming salamat po sa aming mga nakaagapay sa broadcast na ito, TOC, Audio Tech, PV Production, social media at ating cameraman. Magkita-kita po tayo ulit bukas.
Yun!
Ako
Kita
po,
ka pa bukas.
si Gia Rafael.
At ako po si Daryl Justin at ito ang
DWIZ
Life Balance
Balance.
FFF. Next program, abangan sa Aliw Channel 23 at DWIZ.
DWIZ.